Hi everyone, this is Orchid. So I've been toying with the idea for a while to make a console table with tufted sides. I've never seen it done before. So I purchased a 4x8 sheet of quarter-inch plywood. This was $12 and change in Home Depot, and they do cut it for you. I had them cut it in 15 by 34 inches length. I needed four of that. I'm basically making two panels. I also purchased two 8 foot lengths of 2x3. I think these are pine woods, and they were only $2.05 per 8 foot length. So not a lot of money for this portion of supplies that you need. I also got lucky and found vinyl leather at a discount fabric store here in New York on Jamaica Avenue for, there's my proof, guys, $3.99 a yard. I was very happy months ago when I was purchasing it for $9 a yard, $8, 8.50 per yard. So at 3.99, I am super happy. You will need batting, and I found it for $1.99 a yard. You will also need sponge. This is where it gets a little expensive. You can end up buying a 1 foot for $3.99 to $4 for the 2 inch. These are the buttons I'm using. I'll put the link. I got it on Amazon. Here I'm showing you how I came up with the design for the tufting. I just found the center of the sheet. Then I drew two other lines 2 inches from the edge, and I just went in and just marked where I wanted my buttons to be. Of course, I used a tape measure, so I started with a row of three, then two, then three, then two, and I think I ended up with I think it was 5 or 6 rows. I am clamping them together now because I'm gonna drill the holes, and I don't want to have to go through the same thing for the second sheet, so I'm just gonna drill through both. And if you don't have clamps, you can use a bulldog clip like I showed you. So now for the sponge, I basically cut it to size, then I glued it on to the sheet with using this spray adhesive. Next, it's the batting, and you're just going to staple that over the sponge. Now it's important that once you are done with this, you cut away the excess, because when you are attaching the wood, if your screws get caught up in the batting, it's gonna twist it out of place. Now you will need upholstery needles. Here I am gonna use this thread. You really should be using wax thread, but I'm just using what I have, and I like that this is thick, so when I staple it on to the back of the plywood sheet, it's not gonna loosen up. You also will need a cutting tool to to cut the holes. So what I do next is I just insert the needle from the back to the front so I can see exactly where the buttons are gonna be, and then I use my Sharpie to make a dot there. Then I use the that cutting tool to kind of cut the hole open, and this is going to allow the buttons to kind of recess, and you get that really nice tufted look. So they are a new addition to our household. We found her when we went jogging on a highway. This poor kitten would have been killed. No one has claimed her so far, so I guess she's staying. So let me just show you how you do the tufting. What I did is I insert the needle with the eye upward through the back, and then you string the button through, and then you just pull the needle right back down, and there you have your tufting. It's very, very simple. I flipped it over and I stapled the first time loosely, because you want to adjust the pleats in between the tufting, and once I did that, then I would tighten them. So that's how it looked after I've put in all the buttons, and I think it was 15 of them. Now I'm going to attach the panel, the other side, which is going to be the inside of the console table. So first I drilled the holes and then I just put the screws in, and I also screwed from that end over to the other side, attaching the long to the cross piece, the vertical piece to the horizontal piece to make it even more secure. Next, to cover that with the other panel, and I'm using these wire nails. These are what I have. It's a 1/4 inch plywood, so you don't need very long nails for this. And now to finish wrapping the panel with the plywood, I'm using these white finishing nails. I wanted to use tacks, but they were not long enough. They were short. So here are my two panels once they're done. Now let's move to the top. I'm using this 1 by 2.5 wood, and this is a piece of plywood that was cut from the 4 by 8 that I bought. So you have enough to do the panels and also the top. I put a cross piece there to kind of secure the top. It's 1/4 inch plywood. Now I lost the footage of me nailing that onto the panels, but you just screw it in. And I'm gonna cover the top with this fabric from my upholstery. The edge looks somewhat thin, so I kind of beat that up using this 1 by 3, 1 by 2, I'm sorry, 1 by 2. So this is it, guys. I don't know where I'm at with this, I have to say. It was somewhat challenging working with the vinyl. I had originally started using fabric, and I probably should have stuck with upholstery fabric for this and not the vinyl. I'll probably live with it for a couple of days, then take it apart and start all over with a different fabric. Overall, this project cost me a little over $70. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye now.